What up, YouTube? It's your boy Ricky Rick, and I'm back with a brand new story. Today, I'm going to talk about a story I like to call the karma story. It involves myself, it involves my good longtime friend, Robert, and the girl that he had a crush on for 6 years named Crystal Martinez. Now, the story involves four people. The fourth person, her name is Paulette, and I'll tell you in a few minutes how she got involved in this story. But the main characters in this story is myself, Robert, and Crystal. Let me give you a little background. Robert, Crystal, and myself all went to the same high school. I believe the high school that we went to was called Corona Centennial. Centennial High School in Corona, California. The funny thing about us three is that we also went to the same middle school. And even though we went to the same middle school, we never crossed each other's paths. Like, the funny thing about that is that me and Robert are kind of almost the same guy in some ways. We both enjoy basketball. We both used to play back in the day in school, during break, during lunch. That was like our go to places to go. And we never, like, I don't recall him. He doesn't recall seeing me. But, when I think really hard, I feel like I have seen him. Like when you see people, but you don't really pay attention to like what they look like, but just like you kind of like feel like you've seen them there. Well, that's what I mean about that. Anyways, flash, flash forward to high school. My freshman year, I happened to meet Crystal and Robert during the second part of my high school freshman year. And we would all hang out, all three of us, break, lunch, after school. And during those times that we would hang out, you know, I would come to realize that Robert had a thing for Crystal. And me, I kind of, me knowing that, I never really looked at Crystal that way. I saw her more like a friend. I saw her more like a sister. I saw her more like a homegirl. Crystal, in the other hand, saw me as more than a friend and wanted to be more than a friend. The reason why I say that, it's not a feeling I have. It's not a thought that where I'm like, oh, I think maybe she had a thing for me. No, it was guaranteed. I knew, confirmed. She told me herself. Just times us three hanging out, and then like let's say Robert had to go to the restroom, or he had his mom called him, brother called him, and he had to step aside or walk away for a minute or two. And then they'll give me and Crystal some alone time. And then those alone times, Crystal will give me the vibe. She'll like try to sit closer to me. Uh, One time we danced together, and she kind of told me like, I like you, I'm feeling you, and I want to be more. And I told her I can't. Like we talked about it. I'm like told her my reasons why I can't see her like that, because it wouldn't be right that I hook up with my boy's crush. Like I wouldn't like that if Robert did that shit to me. If he like got or hooked up with a girl that I really like. Like when you really like a girl, there's some girls that you're like, oh, she's cute, but a girl that you really want to get with, not because you just want to sleep with her, but because you want to be her boyfriend. Yeah. But anyways, making the story long, this is where it gets good. One day we had plans to go to this pizzeria. The pizzeria place is called Lamppost. It's in Corona, California. It's a really popular place, sports bar, great staff, great everything. Anyways, I believe Crystal, one of her family members, was having a party there, and she showed up first with all her family. I showed up second. Me thinking that Crystal and Robert were already gonna be there because they live in the same apartment, so I kind of figured they would probably ride together. I'm also happen to be drinking a beer, so I kind of figured that they would show up together. thought I was gonna be the one showing up last. Turns out I ended up showing up second. When I showed up, I saw Crystal. I found Crystal. We sat down, started like talking, chit chatting, drinking, um, playing some fucking game questions that they have at these pizzas like B Dubs. You know what I'm talking about, right? Well, anyways, she had a niece that was there with her, and like her niece would make comments like, "Oh my God, you guys look together. You guys will make a cute couple," or like she would like, "You should kiss," and her niece actually kind of like instigated and helped us like get, because she ended up sitting in my lap. She ended up sitting in my lap, and we ended up going outside. Because we kept waiting for Robert to show up. We tried calling him, we tried texting him, no answer, no reply. And we're like, damn, I wonder why he never showed up. He said he was gonna before we even showed up and before we thought about going, and never showed up. Finally, me and Crystal ended up walking outside, going outside, and we macked out. Like, we macked out. I grabbed her booty, grabbed her titties, I kissed her. Excuse me. Tongue kissed her, everything. And Robert never showed up. So I kind of figured, Robert didn't show up. He doesn't need to know. What he doesn't know doesn't hurt him. I was just kind of looking out for my boy. I think Crystal left that night thinking that more things were going to get popping, like me and her were going to hook up, we're going to become boyfriend, girlfriend. But I put an end to that shit, I gave into the kiss, but I said, you know what? That's where I draw the line. I need to take a cold shower, blah, blah, blah. So nothing ever happened. Later, flash forward, like, I don't know, 5-6 years later, I end up finding out that Robert did show up that night. He showed up that night. He came to the door, saw me and Crystal macking, and that's why he just turned around and bounced. And I was like, fuck, for reals? You saw that? I had no idea. I was trying to protect you. Pretty much, me and Robert ended up being friends. Like, nothing bad happened, no bad blood. We continued being boys. But later, at one of my jobs, one of my coworkers, ended up feeling Robert, and this is how they met. I brought Robert with me one time to go pick up my check. So when I went to go pick up my check, I walked in and Robert walked with me. The girl saw him, noticed him, and she was like, she kind of gave me the hint that she was feeling him. I was like, fuck, man, this is what I get for bringing my boy. So I kind of told Robert, I was like, hey, she's feeling you. You should go get the number. If I can't, might as well let my boy have it, right? It ain't no fun if the boys can't get none, right? So I said, go for it. He ended up going out with her, making out with her, and fucking karma got me. What a fucking bitch. Sooner or later, karma's gonna get you. And karma got me. And this is something that I learned. Sooner or later, what goes around, comes around. And luckily, it wasn't somebody that I really loved or liked or was thinking about going out with. So I don't mind. But the fact that we evened it out, it's just so funny to me. And that's my karma story that I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Fucking Robert. Point for Robert. Point for Ricky. Who's going to get the next one, huh? Huh? Nowadays, Robert just ends up dating anything that he can get his hands on. Skinny, chubby, ugly. Ugh. Not me. I got standards. Boy, Ricky Rick. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Tune into my next videos. Got so many more. 2019, get ready. Your boy, Ricky Rick. I'm coming. YouTube, we're going to blow up.